Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
We're here to talk Alone. This is season 10, episode 8. This is entitled Infestation. Our final five are hitting the beginning of winter, Brian. We saw snow. We saw the discussions again, like we've heard the last few weeks, things like fish going deeper out. And we saw one of our people, Taz, go out on a boat, even trying to go and catch fish unsuccessfully, obviously. And we'll get to Taz in depth here in a minute. Um, Thank you, everyone that's been commenting, following along, especially you people in the audience who actually know what the hell they're talking about and will educate people like Brian and myself. And we're obviously are self-professed not survivalists, but we love the show. Lou as well, obviously. Shout out to Lou. And so keep it away. We don't take offense. We like all of the stuff you let us know about. Um, we did have an elimination, Brian. We haven't had that in a little bit. We are now, I guess, we're going to be now to the final four. One going in with five. Taz, very active in this episode. Like I said, in the boat, the guitar, a lot going on, and then it just seemed like he was over it and he couldn't do it. What are your thoughts on his performance in the season? Where do you think it fell apart for him?
I thought he did. I mean, anybody who's left obviously has done well. He lost 52 pounds, which is crazy to me. I couldn't imagine if I lost 52 pounds. I was just thinking about it. Like, I don't know what I would look like. But yeah, the thing is when you start talking so much about what you miss, your days are numbered. That's what
Yep.
worries me about Melanie too. Like Mikey talks about his son. He misses him, but he's like, I'm going to be here. I'm doing this to do a better life for him. Everybody else is like, I just miss them. They're not like I'm doing like he everyone has a purpose. I'm not saying that no one has a purpose,
No,
but
no, I get it. But a
when
lot of
Mikey
people,
talks, you can see the fire in him and like he has a purpose that he is staying. And Melanie and Taz, I just worry that I said last week with Lou, who do I think is going next? I said I thought it was Taz, but I thought it was because of the maggots, but it's the sadness, and
he may
which is
have the
that's
maggots.
right. And as you get this deep in the game, it's your brain is sometimes your enemy because you're just sitting there by yourself, and I mean, probably it's just like prison where you're just sitting and thinking all the time. And I mean, he did great. I thought he did good. I mean, I could never build a guitar. I could never build my own boat like that, and got to give props where due.
Melanie was interesting because I kind of leaned with you too. I thought mentally she was checking out of the game, but right now, according to her, she can last like 10 to 13 days on food.
Yeah,
I think that's big, right? I also think doesn't just from the size of her as well. I don't she doesn't need as many calories. Now also the adverse, she doesn't have as much to burn off, as far as like leftover weight.
right,
But I mean, you've watched enough of this show where it's not always necessarily the biggest person who had the most weight to lose wins.
right.
This is not, if she can keep it up. And like you said, the mental side of it, she kind of knows she can on the food. Now, the cold, now we saw her thermals were already kind of a mess.
Right, frozen.
They're talking, the temperature came up. They're talking about how it'd be negative 30 to like negative 50. And that's why I was saying to you the week when I couldn't come on was like, I just don't think they're making it more than like a week or so or 2 weeks into this winter. Like, I really don't. I think it's going to they're going to get blasted one night with like a giant snowstorm. And I think
Yeah, that'll
one or
weed
two of them are
probably
done.
half the people left.
Yep.
Yeah, I she was doing some alchemy stuff, like crushing things and combining. I didn't catch what the second thing is. I know she's been doing the reindeer moss, but she dried something out. It's like kind of like a substitute to flour, and it can like give a flavor. And those are the type of things like that can help you. I think
Yep.
where it's like you're just eating to survive, and it's like just a little bit of taste can give you a little bit of hope. So, like you said, if she has like that supply of food, that could also help. And if she eventually does catch something, because we haven't seen her kill anything
No.
for the most part. So we'll see if she gets something that could just also boost her spirits. And she says she has a ton of berries left. I think it's all the mental. It's the mental game for her. Is really what it is. Brian, me. She's thinking about me.
Same thing with like you said, though. Like, Mikey has the biggest reason to be there. It's not that like he's just like trying. He he says like he's basically what he's saying is like, I can't afford what my
Yeah.
son needs unless I win this show. So
Right.
I'm gonna stay out here until I'm like Jack
Yeah. They drag me
in The
out.
Shining and I'm frozen to death out here.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, what? if I've already been this long, it's already 40 days. He already missed
Mhm.
the birthday, right? It's like, why would I go home now? Now, again, we don't know what may happen, but as far as I don't think he's going to snap like next week or the week after just because of like wanting to go home. Like at this point, being gone 40 days versus 50 something, your family is just going to deal. I'm sure, like, you know what I mean? It's just what it is at this point, like when you're in a competition. But the other ones, like you said, like also, like, why I don't think we can't take for granted that, like, how bad this, and it looks like next week, whatever's actually been in there the whole time, he's actually going to get out. Maybe his like arms finally like pushing it out, but like, that's effed up. And like,
Yeah, man, because he like I was looking at my arm today, and like he like looked, he sent his arm to the side, and it like it had like a bump. I kind of felt like I don't know if you've seen like those prequels to Alien, where
yeah,
like the
yeah.
stuff is like in them, and I was like something's gonna crawl out of him, and just like that's the infestation. That when I first saw the episode title, I thought that was what it was gonna be like. We're gonna have like a xenomorph, Canadian xenomorph, jump out of him and just kill the rest of the contestants.
So funny. Yeah, kind of to round out the Wyatt thing though, like I'm afraid at some point they're going to come, and if that arm is really goofed up, like maybe he'll be like a bad medical DQ. Have there been medical DQs like this late in the game, like for something like that?
Oh, yeah. The medical DQs are like sometimes the reason somebody wins.
Okay.
They're like your feet are gonna fall off from frostbite. We can see your organs pumping inside of you. Like the med check is I think the biggest fear coming up now. Like they're gonna try to hold it out, and then we're gonna start seeing more med checks probably when the snow comes.
Yeah, well, temperature for sure. They got to make sure that you said that
Yeah.
like the extremities aren't like in danger, because that's a very easy, hypothermia is easy and quick. So
Mhm.
it's probably like daily, frankly, once it gets to a certain
Yeah.
temperature. You can't leave them out there without making sure they're freaking alive, frankly. This is such a crazy show. Talk about all the crazy shows we cover on this channel, and I'm sure a lot of the people that watch our coverage of Alone probably aren't watching a lot of other coverage because it's like the actual
Right.
trash reality TV. So again, this is always my weekly like down ground to earth here, and seeing something very different. I always appreciate it for sure.
Yeah. And if you like the show, I found out today Alone UK is starting on August 6th on Channel 4. So if you guys have VPNs or you're actually watching us in Europe, check that out because I will be checking it out. And apparently it's a little different. It's not experts like this show. Apparently it's ordinary people from the article that I read. So
Yeah, so we'll 100% at least give the first episode a try, review, let everyone know what it's like. We'll put some
yeah,
content out there on TikTok for it as well. It's something way for us to like keep it out there for you guys. But make sure you're liked and subscribed here and on TikTok, because we're covering and doing live coverage of things like Love Island UK, Brian's 60-second reviews. I do reality news of the day, clips, things like that. So really full kind of coverage. A website soon to come, more and more. There's a merch store already there in our episode description. So a full fledged offering for you guys for reality TV. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.